Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day here at our Happy Ark. So Isaac surprised me last night with chickens. If you can hear them in the background, I got 2 hens and 2 roosters. There's our Angelina playing in her pajamas and nothing else, you know, like normal. But I just want to show you a little bit of our additions because they are called Frizzle chickens. Now there are Frizzle chickens in almost every kind of breed of chicken. It doesn't mean that they're gonna lay less or anything else like that, but their feathers are frayed outwards. For people that don't know what that is, so I have 2 hens and then I have a regular feathered rooster. Let me see if I can get a better view of him. So I guess he was giving them a hard time last night, so they're still a little worked up from being wrangled up and brought home. But the guys named him Billy. He's super pretty. He has like freckles of like green and Katie, not on the bike. He has freckles of like green in his feathers and he's humongous. And then let me see if I can get the girls. So there's the girls. We have a white hen and we have a brown hen. Right now we have them all together because I wouldn't mind having a batch of fertilized eggs. Now chickens we've had before on our little family lot. We used to have one. We used to live further into the city. Out here in Albuquerque they don't have as many restrictions. You're only allowed to have 1 rooster just because they crow and they're so loud and everything else, but we've always been able to have them without any issues. Now when they came here yesterday, I did notice that they had laid a bunch of eggs. There was 10 eggs in their little coop back there. But I noticed that when I did the egg test, they all floated. So when you do the egg test, you put a bunch of eggs or a small amount of eggs depending on your container. But I have a huge bowl. So I put them all in one big bowl and I added water and they all floated. So that means that they weren't any good. So I did crack a couple just to see if they had been sitting for too long or anything like that. And I did notice that there was like the brown sludge inside. It almost looks like a piece of jello or something. It's crazy looking, but anyways, so when I looked online, it said they were lacking calcium, which I already thought, which is just like crushed oyster shells and things like that. So I have Isaac already on his way home with something like that for them. I already gave them food and water. I give all my animals a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to keep their guts a little healthy. So let me just give you a catch up on the goats. All right, so I don't know if you could see them, but Bella still does let Bambi feed off of her. They're starting to get more used to us. This morning Bambi was letting me touch her little nose and things like that. So you know, it's a work in progress, one day at a time. But we're coming out here and giving them tons of treats and stuff. Let me see if I can get a better view. There's Bambi. Bella. We just gave them a whole bunch of treats, so they're not really interested. So we did give them a dose of all their minerals and stuff this morning too. And then we have like hay and snacks and grains and stuff in there. Eventually I do want them to be dairy goats. Right now we're just trying to get them to not be so scared of us. So we're just trying to give them as many yummy things as they can. And then I want to eventually extend this so we can have a little milking station out here and a milking stand that Isaac is going to build for me. And then we're going to start training them on the milking stand. And then once they're used to that at a certain degree, then I feel like I will be comfortable enough to take them to one of the local like dairy farmers that studs out their goats. What are you doing, Angelina? You saying hi to Pepper and Bamboo? Okay, so the other day I got a comment on YouTube about something that I did that I shouldn't have done a couple weeks ago, was give the rabbits a bath. I remember I made a video that the rabbits had gotten like extremely filthy. So I did wash them and I dried them off really well and everything else. But for those of you that own rabbits, you really aren't supposed to ever give them baths or anything like that, because they can get very sick from getting a chill and things like that. The reason I felt okay with it was because I have had little rabbits before, and because they were so saturated in urine, I did wash them and then fluff them back up real good with a towel and blow dryer. But that's not something that you do on a normal basis. So for the person that did leave the comment, I do appreciate you saying something. But yeah, so don't do that on your normal everyday thing. So here are the girls. They are in here together. Just because I need to clean Bamboo's cage real fast, and then they will be separated. I do have them outside now because I want to make sure and, you know, keep everything hygienic as well. They're not supposed to be inside animals so much. So last night, I guess my cameras didn't go off, but this morning I did notice that the rabbit's cage was turned a little bit where I keep Georgie at, and so I called Isaac and I thought maybe he kind of moved his grass cage, because I let him pasture on the grass free range. And Georgie's my little baby, so when I saw it turn kind of slanted, I thought it was weird, because I normally keep it in nice square shapes so they don't hit the same piece of grass over and over again with urine and everything else. So while I was on the phone with Isaac, I looked and there was a dog collar stuck to the kennel. So living in the city, I didn't think that we were gonna have as many issues, because we don't have like raccoons and snakes and things like that. But I totally neglected to think about the fact that we have dogs. And my fence is not completely enclosed, so they are able to just come into my yard. And since Georgie's on the floor, thank God nothing happened to him. But at the same time, there was an animal harassing him this morning. So that is an issue. So I did also bring that up to Isaac. So we're gonna be getting a fence up, even if it's something just kind of temporary, because this is our temporary land, just to enclose the land. And then that way I can also let the animals kind of free range a little bit more, because now that we have that dog in our yard, we wanna be able to let Rocket stay out in the yard. Sorry, I had to grab him real fast. But the reason that we don't let Rocket stay free range in the yard right now is because when we leave him outside and close the door, because our gate has a driveway opening, he runs down the street. And thank God we know our neighbors, and our neighbors all appreciate our dog, because he does appear intimidating because he is a German Shepherd, but he is a very friendly and loving family dog. I mean, my kids pull on his ears and his lips and poke his eyes and bend his tail, and he's a very friendly dog, but at the same time he's very protective of us and our family. But that's our baby, so he never has ever given us any problems. But so what we want to do is we want to continue to enclose the yard the rest of the way so he can free range, because he will keep other dogs away. He does love our land and he loves our animals and everything else. So he's a good dog. He'll keep us safe. So that is our next plan of action. But I need to run inside real fast and take care of this little booger. So I'll be back with you guys in just a bit. Just another couple of minutes of footage of the goaties just enjoying some greens. yesterday that we were putting together of all the new animals and stuff. But last night we got hit with all crazy rain. So this is officially the start of monsoon season. I don't care what anybody says. But I just figured I'd give you another little time lapse of everybody this morning. It's super quiet still. But I felt like pulling out the umbrella and checking them out for myself. So here's a little sneak peek. Good morning, Mama. Bella, Bella. You're so pretty, Bella. You guys had a papa? Oh, your papa's all wet, huh? You don't like wet papa, huh? Alright, well, I'll come out here and give you some more of those fresh greens. All those fresh greens are slowly getting cut down. My trim's already been trimmed, branches have already been pulled. So it's getting there slowly. So I was thinking about getting a sheep wither just because it'll be another kind of addition to the herd for the girls, so we don't have to worry about any geeps or any weird mutations or anything like that. But not only that, they're really cheap if you can just get just the regular wither livestock for like meat production and stuff. So I actually found some for really cheap in our area from the local farmers. I saw them for about like $60 a sheep. But to have them come out here and eat all of our greens sounds like a fair trade. And then I'm pretty sure within the next couple months, once he's done and all nice and fat, we can harvest him and have lamb chops, lamb shanks, lamb everything. So that's another little thought in my brain. So here are the buddies. There's Billy. There's pretty Billy. Hey, good morning, Bill. Bill the rooster. I'm gonna come and feed everybody. Here comes my Katie K. Here, Mama, hold the umbrella, please. It's not really raining out here that bad anymore. Okay. But I want to check to see if our girls laid us any eggs this time. Any eggs, Mama? Any eggs, the Mama? I already put down a bunch of wood chips for them. But no eggies. I need to send Isaac for those oyster shells. A quick update on the rabbits. So the one that we're building, the hutch, isn't completely built yet. So I had to shack up Georgie with Pepper last night just so he wasn't getting wet and uncomfortable. So good morning, Pepper. Good morning, good morning. There's Georgie. Good morning, Georgie. I love that they get along so well. Little sleeping diva. Must be out for the count still. Oh, yep. There she is. Good morning, Bamboo. Getting all their stuff cleaned out. All their stuff was just completely covered in poop yesterday. So, because I had the girls shacked up together while I could clean out the other cage. So, everything kind of got nasty. So, I had everything kind of getting cleaned up. Thank you, ma'am. And look at this. This is the perfect time of the year for rain. Look at this. Corn's loving it. Pumpkin's loving it. Tomatoes and everything are loving it. And that rabbit manure is really taking set too. I really like it. Me and Isaac were talking about it last night, and it was actually pretty interesting conversation we were having. So we're gonna continue doing this because I mean our plants are crazy. So my goal is to have a good enough harvest for the fall, and then I have on the honeydew list already for him to add like a greenhouse kind of top thing to it, so that way we can go into the winter time too, because Mama wants some fresh veggies. Not just fresh veggies, but I want to get cut and come again lettuce mixed bed. There's a couple different things I want to do, so that way we can just have fresh fresh foods. I've been slowly making the switches over the last couple of years, so I mean, it's not anything really new-ish. But every little while I try to add or incorporate something else new, just because none of my family really likes change. So if I do like one little change every so often, then they're a lot more open to it. So I kind of give them time to get used to the change before I add more and more. So anyways, I'm gonna let you guys sign off now, and get that video edited and up. But I did want to just give you guys a little peek at all of our exciting new things around here. Like I've said many times before, thank you for stopping by our Happy Ark. If you liked our video, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be coming out with another one here real soon. Bye.